Okay, so it's time to dive in and start to create some examples. I pulled the video into Logic and laid out some markers for it already. Let's take a look at where those landed. The initial one here,
if I could give you only one,
marked right where it starts. It's not on the downbeat. I'm not going to worry about that for the moment. It'll be important to do later, but not the moment. And then the ending, right when the deer comes in. So let's get in there close so we can see right where that change happens. So it's kind of right in there. Again, I'm just going to put that in there for the moment. Add a different color on it. Sometimes I like to show the items by color so I know where to, while I'm watching it, clues me into it a little bit better. And then let's turn these other ones a different color, like light blue. So the beginning, the break, and then the ending. Okay. So we have our start point.
If I could give you only one reason to drive the new Astra, it would be go running through the woods
When
at
it comes
night.
to the end.
Trust me, I know what I'm talking about.
All right, so now it's time to do some sketching. So I'm going to put out some piano parts and come back in a second here and we can take a look at them. Okay, so I've recorded a couple different piano parts. Commercials are tough because the time frame is so small that it really needs to work well. And so there's some, I generally find that it takes a number of takes to try to find something you like. I'm just going to walk you through a couple different examples to see what they sounded like.
If I could give you only one reason to drive the new Astra, it would be its intelligent headlights. With 8 different settings, the optional bi-xenon headlamps adapt to any speed, weather, or traffic situation, which makes it much safer to go running through the woods at night. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about.
Okay, so what I found was there's a pattern in there that works pretty good, at least that fits chord-wise. The timing's not great, but again, this is just a rough track because we're just starting to lay things in. Let's listen to another one here that I tried.
If I could give you only one reason to drive the new Astra, it would be its intelligent headlights. With 8 different settings, the optional bi-xenon headlamps adapt to any speed, weather, or traffic situation, which makes it much safer to go running through the woods at night. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about.
Well, that one definitely doesn't add more energy, and it's a little bit too happy feeling, I think. And considering that their other example, let's listen to that one more time here again.
If I could give you only one reason to drive the new Astra, it would be its intelligent headlights. With 8 different settings, the bi-xenon headlamps adapt to any speed, weather, or traffic situation, which...
So in some ways, I feel like that sample track is a contrast in mood because it's pretty lighthearted, and especially right here where it changes tone.
To any speed, weather, or traffic situation, which makes it much safer.
It gives it a very sort of gentle, happy even, slightly. So, I tried that out myself here, but I just don't feel like that's the right fit. So I think something more along the lines of the darker one that I played before. Again, excusing the piano performance.
If I could give you only one reason to drive the new Astra, it would be its intelligent headlights. With 8 different settings, the optional bi-xenon headlamps adapt to any speed, weather, or traffic situation, which makes it much safer to go running through the woods at night. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about.
Okay, so I think that's more of the tone that I think that I want to go with. Okay, so I reworked the piano a little bit to give it some more energy. And I think this is more in lines, and I'm also kind of trying to hone in on a tempo, about 120 beats per minute, which is a good clip of a pace. Let's listen to this one here.
If I could give you only one reason to drive the new Astra, it would be its intelligent headlights. With 8 different settings, the optional bi-xenon headlamps adapt to any speed, weather, or traffic situation, which makes it much safer to go running through the woods at night. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about.
So this is that feels a little bit better to me. I think that's the kind of energy and at least the chord progression that I want to go with. Something that we need to look at here, which makes this a little bit of a difficult piece, is the way that it's laid out. So with the tempo that I chose, I like the way that feels. I tried a couple slower ones, a little bit faster, but this kind of feels like the right tempo. Let's look at this music and lay it out here into phrases. 4-bar phrases or 2-bar phrases are usually more, it's just more what pop music sounds like, so people are more acclimated to that. And so each of these chord changes are happening over 2 measures. So I have this chord change initially,
reason to drive the new Astra,
and then it shifts again. So we got that coming up in the next section.
it would be its intelligent headlights. With 8 different
And then it comes back again, and it shifts again. So right here I have 8 bars. That's typically what people are most used to hearing. So it starts halfway through bar 2, goes halfway through bar 10, 8 bars. Now I have this last little flourish to get to the end, and I have to do so in 2 bars. So it's going to fit pretty well. It's not going to be an unnatural, it's not 2.5 bars or 2 in 1 beat. It fits very nicely right to where the reveal happens for the deer. Are pretty darn close right there. They could probably fix that on the edit, but it means that if I start from the beginning,
If I could give you
just give me this a little bit of space.
If I could give you only one reason to drive the new Astra, it would be its intelligent headlights.
All the chord changes are exactly
With
2
8 different
measures.
settings, the optional bi-xenon headlamps adapt to any speed, weather, or traffic situation, which makes it much safer to go running through the woods at night. Trust me.
So that stopping point feels somewhat natural. Now the challenge here is that at this point, it's not an even measure to get back in. So if we look at starting right here,
Trust me,
1,
I know
2,
what I'm talking about.
so there's like an extra beat in there that we need to deal with. Now, fortunately, nothing's happening, but if there was rhythm that was happening throughout this space, this return would be really awkward. I think we're going to be able to get around it because of the fact that, as I mentioned, we can continue at this pace, hit the break, no music's playing, and we come back in, and no one's going to notice that we added 1 beat in there. At least it'll be a lot less noticeable. So I'll play it for you one more time right through this break, and then I'll wrap up and send this to the director.
Speed, weather, or traffic situation, which makes it much safer to go running through the woods at night. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about.
Okay, so let me send this off to the creative director, get their feedback. Again, this is not the client, the ultimate client. And the creative director's role is to help guide things, and they're the ones that talk to the client initially, know what they want, and can give me feedback if this is on the right track.